Hey guys, so Donald Miller, Donald Miller's Electrical Services. It is January 24th, 2024. All right, and we did talk about this subject like over the last 2 years, okay? And what we're talking about is what's going on with the markets and the trade, because what happens in the market directly affects the trade on a lot of levels, all right? And how you navigate the trade, if this is your career, is extremely important, okay? So, 2 years ago, I said the tides are changing. A year ago, I stated that, the thinning of the herd is happening, and what's going on is the guys that have a lot of bad habits, that maybe aren't career electricians, okay? The trade is getting rid of them, okay? We're losing the fat, all right, and it's thinning the herd, all right, it's a good process. It happens, I guess, like every 5 to 10 years, all right? And what's going on is the guys that have all the bad habits, they're getting pushed down on the totem pole, whether they get laid off and then they got to go apply for a job, and then the next job that they apply for, they can't handle at that rate. They're going down in rates, okay? It's a natural phenomena, and it needs to happen, okay? Because we had an amazing almost 10 years. We had a really, really good run, okay? 2015 all the way into 2020. Those 5 years, no one knew what a downtime was, okay? And now here we are, 2024, and we're back to cold winters. And a cold winter is when work dries up in the winter. And that was natural, okay? It was natural for work. Not saying that you didn't have work, but every winter would get a little slow. And when I was brought up in the trade, that was natural. It was natural that every winter work would dry up and you would save your money from the summertime, and you lived off of your summertime extra hours or summertime overtime or whatever bonuses you got, and that would push you through the hard times of the winter. And if you're trained correctly, you get to enjoy that slow period. I used to snowboard all January and February. Loved it. Would go anywhere I wanted to go. I lived out of my van, okay? So I was a journeyman from the age of 25, like 24 to 28. And during those slow times in the winter, they were vacation for me. I never took a summer vacation, all right? And that goes back to my training of how I was trained to live in this trade. So if we're back to cold winters again, and we have a lot of these new guys, even like 5-year experienced guys, have never experienced work drying up. And if they weren't trained for it, they could be hurting right now, okay? So proper training states we should have 3 months of bills set aside in a money market account. Proper training, okay? Specifically to be used for your bills come January, February, and March. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not 90 days without work. That's not the point of it. The point of it is that you don't have to get stressed out during those months if a 24-hour work week happens, or a 16-hour work week happens and you're sitting at home. You can actually enjoy that time, all right? That's the point of having that little nest egg there, all right? Another benefit to this is the ones that are hungry for work, that want to work, their skills come out more. And you start realizing, especially if you're on a job site, if the guy next to you is any good. Because if the guy next to you is good it makes whatever you're doing 10 times better than the guy next to you being an idiot on the phone or milking an 8-hour day. All right. So the benefit to slow times is usually the strongest survive. So when you're on a job site, the guy next to you is also competent. One, it makes you feel a lot safer, especially in the electrical trade, because injuries happen when jackasses are on site. All right. I've seen guys get electrocuted because circuits were turned on when they weren't supposed to be turned on. I've seen guys tap into Pico when a guy right below them was still terminating Pico. All right. That's how dangerous incompetency can be. So during hard winters, usually the incompetence goes and the competence, the people that are competent, stay. And as you age in the trade, you'll see this, okay? And you'll start realizing how much better it is to work with people that are competent around you, all right? And yeah, over this last, the last 2 years, if you look at the competency level of even employees within our company, we're not really taking on entry level as much as we used to be. We really have only hired people that have a certain level of experience, a certain level of wisdom, and you need that during tough times. And when you have like a cold winter or because work is changing, the market is completely drying up. Commercial is now drying up a little bit. Residential's the real estate market. Let's put it this way: it's a snail's pace right now, and that's typical. Prior to 2015, you know, the real estate market in the winter always would slow down. Like December would always go slow, January and February, and all the realtors would be getting ready for April and May. Okay, when springtime hits, they put all their homes that they've been working on over the winter, they put them up on the market, and boom, they go for that early season run. All right, and then you'll have like an August run as well. So you're trying to either hit the market in the early or you're trying to hit the market later on, but that was normal. That was the normal ebb and flow for real estate. So if we're getting back to that normal ebb and flow, then we're also getting back to having winters get a little cold, get a little dried up, all right? And, you know, don't get me wrong, it's nice when it doesn't, okay? For 5 years, we didn't have a slow winter. Not one, it was, when the first one came, I wasn't expecting it. I was ready for a winter break, and it never happened. Then the second one came along, no winter break. So to see a winter break come along again, it's nice to be able to take a breath and, you know, not be so busy nonstop. All right. But for the mechanics or the journeymen or the apprentices that are not used to this, it does take some training to how to budget. Okay, what should you be doing when you're this slow? Okay, the last thing you want to do is go out and party. Okay, don't hang out at the bar. You try to do activities where you're not spending money. All right. I think I'll leave it at that for today. So, God bless. Enjoy the weather, and you know, hopefully things turn around soon. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.